Forgiveness is often spoken about as if it were simple. Just forgive, move on, let it go. But anyone who has ever been deeply hurt knows forgiveness is not always easy. Some offenses barely leave a mark, others leave scars. Betrayal, broken trust, abandonment, harsh words, rejection. These things can change relationship deeply. Sometimes after forgiveness, the relationships no longer feels the same. The conversation becomes shorter, the laughter quieter, and the closeness weaker. And many begin wondering if we truly forgave each other, why? Why does something still feels broken? Because offenses often leave scars. No physical scars, but emotional and spiritual ones. And many people struggle with this reality because they think if scars remain, healing must not have happened. If I still remember the pain, I must not have forgiven. But maybe scars do not always mean love died. Maybe scars can become evidence that love survived. One of the hardest things about forgiveness is that not all offenses feel equal to us. Some things are easy to forgive, others feel unbearable. Yet throughout scriptures, we repeatedly see God confronting humanity's desire for vengeance and self righteous judgment. In Genesis, Cain murdered Abel. The offense was enormous, yet God protected Cain from revenge. Cain was guilty, but God still restrained vengeance. Then in the Gospel of John, the woman caught in adultery was surrounded by people ready to stone her. But Jesus said, "Let him who is without sin among you be the first to throw a stone." And one by one the stones fell. Jesus was revealing something important. Those carrying stones also carry sin. Then he taught, first remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. The sins may differ, but all stand in need of mercy. Then we come to Jesus after the resurrection, after conquering death, after rising in glory. Jesus still carries scars. The the nail prints remained. The pierced side remained. Think about that. Jesus could calm storms, raise the dead, and open blind eyes. Surely he had the power to remove the scars. Yet the wounds remain visible. Why? Because the scars no longer represented defeat. They have become evidence of what love endured. That changes the way we see our own scars. Some of us carry scars left by families, friends, churches, relationships, or people we deeply trusted. And after the offense, things change. Maybe forgiveness happened, but the relationship still feels different. Maybe trust became fragile. Maybe conversation became cautious. And we wonder, can relationship ever truly heal after deep wounds? Can joy return again? Can people love each other again the same way? Then we look again at Jesus. Simon Peter denied him 3 times. The disciple fled. Some doubted him. Many human relationships would never recover from that kind of betrayal. But after the resurrection, Jesus did not return seeking revenge. He did not humiliate his disciple or constantly reopen their failures. Instead, he came near again. He ate with them again. He walked with them again. He spoke peace over them again. The scars testified that the wounds were real, yet love still moved towards them. And perhaps this is one of the greatest lessons hidden inside the resurrection. A healed relationship may still remember the wound, but the wound no longer controls the relationship. The scars remain, but love remained too. Jesus did not pretend the cross never happened. The scars, the scars remain visible. In the same way, some wounds in our lives may leave marks. Certain memories may never completely disappear. But healed scars are different from open wounds. An open wound still bleeds. A healed scar tells a story of survival. Jesus was no longer bleeding from the cross. The scars no longer held him captive. And this is what true forgiveness begins to do inside us. The memory may remain, but bitterness no longer rules the heart. When Jesus showed Thomas the apostle his scars, he was not saying nothing happened. He was showing, yes, the wounds were real, but love remained. Perhaps true healing is not the absence of scars. Perhaps true healing is when scars no longer control the future of the relationship. And maybe the reason Jesus kept his scars after the resurrection was not because he lacked power to remove them, but because redeemed scars tells a story. Not a story of shame, but a story of grace. Not a story where pain had the final word, but where love did. Many people ask, can laughter ever return? Can closeness return? Can relationship breathe again after deep hurt? Though human strength alone, through human strength alone, relationship often remain distant. But through God, reconciliation can become something beautiful. After the resurrection, Jesus he did not only tolerate his disciples, there was fellowship again, conversation again, purpose again, and even joy again. Because divine forgiveness does not simply cancel punishment, it restores fellowship. This is why true forgiveness often feels impossible without God. Human strength can suppress anger for a while, but only God can heal wounds without hardening the heart. Only God can teach wounded hearts how to love again. And perhaps this is why Jesus prayed, Father, forgive them. Because the kind of forgiveness that restores relationship is supernatural. It is resurrection power working inside wounded hearts. The resurrected Jesus openly carries scars, not because he was defeated, but because love had overcome the wound. We carry scars too. The question is not whether scars exist. The question is, what story do the scars now tell? Do they still speak only of pain, bitterness, distance, and closed hearts? or have they become scars redeemed by grace? Because the scars of Jesus reveal something beautiful. A healed heart may still carry scars, just like the resurrected Christ did. The scars remain, but love remained too. And perhaps this is another reason forgiveness is so difficult for humanity. Forgiveness exists because imperfection exists. If we were perfect, there will be no betrayal, no harsh words, no broken trust, no abandonment, no wounds, no scars. There will be no need for forgiveness at all. But the reality that every human being eventually needs forgiveness reveals something important about all of us. We all fail. We all fall short. We all hurt others knowingly or unknowingly. And because of this, none of us truly stands above the need for mercy. This is what made the words of Jesus so powerful when he said, "Let him who is without sin among you be the first to throw a stone." The reason the stones fell was because nobody qualified to hold them. The same humanity that wounds others is also the humanity that depends daily on grace. And perhaps one of the humbling truths about forgiveness is this: the person forgiving today may become the person needing forgiveness tomorrow. That changes how we see one another. Instead of seeing ourselves as morally higher than the offender, we begin realizing I too have weaknesses. I too have failed. I too have wounded hearts. I too need mercy. And this is what makes the scars of Jesus so astonishing. Jesus was the only truly perfect one, yet he was the one carrying the scars for imperfect people. Meanwhile, we imperfect people often struggle to carry scars caused by other imperfect people. But Jesus carries scars while still loving, still restoring, still drawing near, and still offering peace. That does not make sin small. It does not erase the seriousness of betrayal. The cross itself proves sin is costly, but it reveals something even greater. The love of God is greater than the imperfection of humanity. And perhaps that is one of the deepest messages hidden inside the scars of Christ. The scars remind us that humanity is imperfect, but the love of God continues anyway.